guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex from Alex's Innovations. We've all been there. You're making a bracelet. You think you cut the right amount of string. Look at that. I have so much string. But then one string, you run out of thread. What are you gonna do? Today I'll be showing you 3 of my favorite techniques to replace a string once it's gotten too short in your bracelet. This can work if you didn't cut your string long enough, or if your string suddenly decides to break, or if someone comes along like your cat decides to bite the string and then you only have a couple inches left. Right now I'll be showing you this first technique. First technique is a little bit easier than the second technique, so I'll be working with this light green thread over here. By the way, I do have a tutorial for this watermelon friendship bracelet. It's up on my channel, go check it out. It should be the last video that I posted before this one. So the one thing that you need to have for this to work is you need to be knotting in a row of 3 or more knots. So it wouldn't work if I were to just make one knot with this green thread and then keep going with another color. That won't work. In my watermelon pattern, I see that I need to make one long row of green knots, so I'm going to be knotting a first couple of knots with this thread, and then let's say that after this black thread, I want to switch out my thread. So first I'm going to cut out some new thread, hopefully plenty this time, so I don't have to keep replacing it. And this one mainly works, it works best if you're on a clipboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bracelet off of my clip, and I'm going to align it so that this string is sort of on the back of the bracelet. This makes sure that the string won't be pulled out before you're ready to use it. And make sure you leave enough so that you can easily tie it later. You should leave about 4 or 5 inches. So then carefully flip your bracelet back over and secure both the string and the bracelet to the clipboard. So now you have this long string sort of poking out back here, and then you have this string here. So grab this thread and bring it underneath the bracelet so that these 2 strings are sort of lined up. And then you're just going to knot over the next string, so for me it's red, as if these were one string. So it's going to be a little bit thick of a knot. So this method is not my favorite one, but it is probably one of the easier ones. Then do a double forward knot like that. And then with the short one, sort of bring it up back here, and then just keep knotting with your new thread. So I don't like this method too much because, as you can see, it does create this little bigger knot because you are doing it with twice the thickness of a normal knot, but that is the easiest probably. Technique number 2, secure your thread to the clipboard the same way you did for technique number 1. And I have knotted with my shorter thread, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pull this thread under here so it's just sort of out of the way, so it sort of looks like it doesn't exist right here. Then I'm going to pull my longer thread underneath everything and bring it up where the old thread would have been. This one's a little hard to coordinate, especially when the thread is not poking out. And anyway, I'm just going to knot over the next thread as if this were the old thread. And now your thread is connected. I like this one a little bit better than the previous one because this knot that you just made is not that bumpy, and plus the more rows you'll make after it, it will sort of smooth everything out. However, this can create a hole here, especially if you're not careful, because there is no thread connecting this knot to this one. Alright, and for technique number 3, I'm going to be showing you, this is the technique that I use. It is derived from the flat alpha technique. I have not seen anyone replace their threads like this. I just came up with this when I was making a flat alpha and I ran out of one color and I needed the same color, so instead of switching to a different color, I just switched to the same color and it integrated both threads very nicely. So I'll be showing you how to do that. So here you have your short thread and your long thread. So I'll be taking the long thread, bringing it underneath, and make sure that the short thread is on top. So bring the long thread underneath and do the first half of a forward knot. You don't want to do a double forward knot, just a singular forward knot. Then bring the short thread over so it's sort of on top of this half knot you just did. And then with your long thread, do the second half of the double forward knot. Alright, and now once you're done with that, then bring the short thread underneath the bracelet, so it's sort of hanging off here. And then I can solidify this by continuing to knot down the line. This is my favorite method because, as you can see, this looks completely normal, completely natural. There is a thread connecting these two, although I don't want to pull it apart because it will be harder for it to come back together. But once you're done with this, then both threads are in there pretty securely. And this applies to all the techniques. Once you're done, then just take these 2 threads at the back, do a square knot. So a square knot is more secure than the other knot. I think the other knot is called a granny knot, but don't quote me on that. To do a square knot, I'll show you. This is actually the same knot that you use in the recycled rag rope bracelet, if you're wondering. You bring the right thread under the left thread. So the left thread is on top of the right thread. Then pull the top thread through, and then pull that. And then put the right thread on top of the left thread, so it's opposite, and then put the top thread through the bottom thread and pull. And then you can trim this. Don't trim it super short, and be careful not to cut the knot off, but you can just cut it just like that, and you have successfully switched your threads. So let me know down in the comments which of these 3 techniques was the most helpful for you. I really hope that I helped you guys because I have received a lot of questions about that. And also, if you weren't able to find out from my last video, I am now a moderator on Bracelet Book, so I'm super excited because it means that I get to interact with you guys a lot more. I get to see all of your lovely patterns, variations, photos, and videos, and I'm so excited to be a part of the team at Bracelet Book. So thank you so much, Bracelet Book, for making me a moderator, and thank you so much to all of you guys for supporting my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
If you like this video and want to see more, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the bracelets coming. Make sure you hit the bell that says all so you're notified for each one of my new videos. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. By contributing just a little bit each month, you can gain exclusive benefits like early access to my videos and bracelets shipped regularly to your front door. My Patreon is Alex's Innovations. The link is in the card and also in the description down below.
Just a shout out to all of my Patrons, but especially my top tier supporters, Nancy and Simon. Thank you so much for all your support.
If you're not already, follow me on Instagram at Alex Innovations. I do polls and surveys there that I later feature in my videos, so by checking out my profile, you can help me make better videos. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.